Well, that was painful. Let's get this fucking video over with already because honestly, this is the last thing I want to do is record after that. But I know a lot of you guys that are not Barca fans are here to laugh at us and mock me because I was so confident in this team this whole year. And you have every right to. You know, I was very cocky. I was very outspoken about how good I thought this Barca team was. And I thought that this team was going to make it to Munich. I had been saying that all year. And obviously that's not going to happen. Another year where Barca are not going to be able to play in the UCL final. It's been 10 years. And, you know, it's just really disappointing. That was the worst one of all of them, bro. That was worse than Anfield. That was worse than Rome. That one's going to hurt for a while. That one's going to hurt for a long time. That game was won. We had that game. That team showed so much fight, man. This team is different to me still. I know they lost, but this team to me, they gave me one of the best seasons I've ever had as a fan of this club. To be down 2-0 once again against Inter away from home at the San Siro in that environment, and to bring it back to 3-2, and to be a minute away from winning that. It's just, I'm really proud of the team, and I think every Barca fan should be proud of the team because they showed today so much resilience and so much fight and so much character. It's just, this sucks, man. I really don't know what to say, man. I really don't know what to say. How the fuck did that just happen? How the fuck did that just happen? That second half was so amazing to watch. Up until that Acerbi goal, that second half was... I don't even think Inter got out of their own half once. I don't think they got out of their own half once, man. We were playing so well after having a terrible first half when... You know, Dani Olmo makes that mistake and they score, obviously. Lautaro scores the first goal of the match. And then Cubarsí, it looks like he makes a great tackle on Lautaro and it ends up being a penalty. And, you know, we're down 2-0 once again going into halftime. And Gerard Martin was playing like shit and Dani Olmo was playing like shit. And Eric Garcia wasn't playing well. And Rafinha wasn't playing well. And Ferran Torres wasn't playing well. And Pedri wasn't really playing well. And then the second half, the unlikeliest of heroes come and save us. Gerard Martin dropped the masterclass in that second half. I apologize to Gerard Martin because he really shut a lot of people up today, including myself. I literally made a video yesterday reacting to your football hot takes where I said that Gerard Martin was not good enough to be a Barca player, and he shut us up today because that second half, Balde would not have done better than that. There's no fullback on earth I think would have had a better second half than Gerard Martin. He was making so many key interceptions defensively. I mean, going forward, he should have had 3 assists. Should have had 3 assists in that second half. And that first assist that he had, what a goal from Eric Garcia, man. Just a beautiful goal. And then, yeah, and then Eric could have had a brace. Eric and Gerard Martin could have connected for 2 goals. And then Sommer, which we'll talk about him later, makes an insane save. And when Sommer made that save, I was like, okay, it's not going to happen this time. And then Dani Olmo comes through with the header. And we're tied 2-2, and Inter looked dead, man. They looked literally dead on the water. They looked out of ideas. We looked like the much more dominant team. We were playing them around the park in their stadium, bro. And then, you know, Rafinha scores a ball from Pedri. He shoots on goal. Sommer saves it, and then it falls right back to him, and he scores a beautiful goal. And up until that point, I was like, okay, Barca's going to Munich. I've never celebrated a goal more. I was ecstatic, man. That was a high I don't think I've ever experienced before in my life, honestly. And all we had to do was hang on for, 4 minutes? Just hang on for 4 minutes, and you're going to Munich. And we couldn't do it. Araujo, I don't know how the fuck he gets beaten by Acerbi to that ball. You know, it's center back on center back crime, but Araujo should be doing better there. He just should be doing better in my opinion. And then extra time comes around, and I honestly thought that Barca were going to win the game once it went to extra time because I thought Barca were the mentally tougher team and the more resilient team. And Thuram just does amazing there to hold the ball. He gets past Araujo. He finds Taremi in the box. Taremi then finds Fratesi, and then Fratesi, man, he just has all the time in the world to pick out a shot. Nobody closes him out. Cubarsí is just there ball watching. I'm not blaming Cuba. I mean, I am kind of because I think he should be just rushing the player there. Just rush at him, bro. He had too much time to just pick out a shot. There's a reason why he placed it so beautifully into the far post. And Szczesny to me couldn't do anything there. And then Lewa missed an open header because, of course, he fucking did. Everybody was talking about, oh, once Lewa comes back, and then Lewa comes in. I understand he was compromised because of his injury, but misses an open fucking header. And I mean, Jamal in that second half was just trying everything, man. You know what sucks, bro? Right before they scored that goal in regular time to send it to extra time before the Acerbi goal, Lamine Yamal hit the post. If Lamine Yamal would have scored that, the game would have been over. And then from that, it just goes to the other end. And, was it a foul on Martin? Was it not a foul on Martin? My fucking broadcast refused to show the replay. So I don't know. I can't tell you guys if it was a foul on Jadon Martin or not. I really don't know. But whatever, bro. It's done now. And yeah, man. Sommer, props to him, bro. That's one of the best goalkeeping performances I've ever seen. This UCL has given us so many great goalkeeping performances. We had Alisson against PSG in that first leg at the Parc des Princes. We had Donnarumma in the second leg against Aston Villa. And then we had this today from Sommer, man. The amount of shots that Lamine Yamal had on goal that Sommer just made ridiculous saves on. Lamine Yamal today, man. What a player he is. And, the future is bright for Barca, but I don't want to talk about the fucking future, man. Fuck the future, bro. I wanted this one. That was number 6. That one's going to stink for a minute, man. That one's going to stink for a long time. 4 came onto the pitch and wasn't really great. He just threw the ball away so many times. It's just disappointing, bro. I really don't know what else to say, man. I don't know what else to say. This is not my usual mood for these videos, but this is the most heartbroken I've ever been after a Barca loss, I think, ever. And, as you guys know, I've been a fan of this team for a long time. I saw Rome. I saw Anfield. I try to make myself feel better at times when Barca loses these games and say, what, it's not. It's just a sport. It doesn't matter. Life continues. Life goes on. There's people that have it worse than you, and all that is true. Life does go on. And there's people that have it way worse than us, okay? But like in the moment, man, it stings. It stinks so bad because we should have won that. I mean, to be down 2-0 against Inter 2 separate times and to come back twice and then this time around to actually score the 3rd goal to go ahead on aggregate, and you're this close to going to Munich, man. You were this close. Rafinha having his Iniesta moment, looking like he was going to send us to the UCL final for the first time in 10 years. Rafinha, who was quiet the whole game, who wasn't great, and he comes through. He clutches up in the biggest moment and does that. And then for them to just go down the other end and Dumfries sends it across and Acerbi's right there. And the subs weren't great from Flick. I'm not going to lie. Araujo wasn't good enough today. He simply was not good enough. Both of the goals, he was at the scene of the crime. Now, was he the murderer, if you want to continue the analogy? No, but he was at the scene of the crime. He should not, for the first goal, yes, he should not. That should never happen. That should never happen. He should be doing better there, bro. He just should be doing better than for that second. I mean, Thuram just spins him around and too much time in the box. Our defense is atrocious, man. Every time in this tie, Inter had the ball, I shot my pants. I shot my pants, bro. And I think that game is different if Koundé's there. I think that game is, even though Eddie Garcia was amazing, actually. I think, honestly, no. I don't even know how this fucking, I'm not going to talk about the injuries, bro. Some of the players were there, some of the players were injured. It's football, man. It's a war of attrition. A lot of times the better team doesn't win, it's the healthier team that wins. And Inter came into this tie healthy, and there are guys that were supposed to be injured, like Lautaro scored a goal and Dumfries had an assist. And that's it. Speaking on some of the players now individually, just so we can get this fucking shit over with. Chesney obviously conceded 4 goals. First 2, in my opinion, were not his fault. The 4th one was not his fault. He maybe could be doing better for that 3rd one because it is at his near post. Because I think he maybe can do something, but that ball's coming at such a it's so close to him and it's at the roof of the net. It was just a great finish from Acerbi, bro. Fucking center back, man. It's crazy. This shit only happens to Barca anyway. Right back, Eddie Garcia got a goal, should have had 2 goals, and I thought he was honestly amazing today. I thought he was doing so well defensively. In that second half, when Barca really got that spark, he was playing so well, man. He was winning the ball back. He had so much energy. Cuba gave away the pen. Should have been doing better, in my opinion. Should have closed out for Tesi for that 4th goal that ended up being the winner. But you know what? It happens, man. I'm not gonna put any blame on Cubarsi. I think he's an amazing player, and Barca don't make it this far in the competition if it's not for him. Then we move on to Inigo Martinez. I thought Inigo was really good when he played. He came off the pitch, and I think he was injured because he was talking to Flick when he got to the bench, and usually that only happens when a player has some discomfort. And I don't know if he was. I don't know. Maybe Flick took him out because he wanted that big presence in Araujo. I think Barca won this game if Inigo finishes that game. I don't think. I've been a really big defender of Ronald Araujo, and I don't want to make it like prisoner of the moment. Everybody shit on Araujo, but I don't know. I think Inigo, that doesn't happen with Inigo on the pitch, but again, I could be wrong. Who the fuck knows? Jadon Martin, man of the match. Honestly, you could argue he He was amazing, bro. That first half, he was so bad. He was really, really bad in that first half. I was thinking that Flick was going to hook him at halftime because he was so bad. And Flick was like, no, I trust my starting 11. Go out there. And he proved every single Barca fan wrong today. Every single one. Unless you actually thought Gerard Martin was quality, which in that case, props to you. But, that's just what happened. Then we move on to the midfield. Pedri didn't have the best first half, but he was so good in the second half. Obviously had the assist. I don't know if they gave him the assist for that, but he had the pass to Rafinha that led to the third goal that I thought was going to be the winner. And then and it ended up not being the winner, but I thought Pedri in that second half, man, was running his ass off. He was out of gas, bro, but he was running his ass off, man. What a player he is. And just a stud, a generational talent, and I don't know. And then Frankie de Jong, I think Frankie had some sloppy moments in this game, but defensively, I think his work was super good, man. In that second half, again, Inter could barely get out of their own half. Barca's midfield was dominating, bro. And that was all thanks to Frankie de Jong and Pedri, both of them. Dani Olmo had an awful first half. A terrible, terrible first half. Just not a good first half whatsoever. Fucked up a couple counterattacks. He lost the ball, obviously, that led to the Lautaro goal. Didn't have a great first half. And in the second half, he came alive and got us the equalizer. And I think Dani had a really, really good second half because the whole team had a good second half. Rafinha, of course, wasn't his best game. Maybe if he has Balde there, he plays better. But again, you can't put any blame on Gerard Martin. Gerard Martin was as offensive of a threat as you want a fullback to be in that second half. You cannot get more of a threat as a fullback than Gerard Martin was in that second half. And Rafinha, again, he scored the goal. It should have been the winner. It wasn't the winner. I love Rafinha, and that should have been his moment, but it wasn't his moment because sometimes shit doesn't go your way. It's in life. It happens. Shit doesn't go your way sometimes. You think you're gonna have your moment, it doesn't happen. You're prom queen. You're celebrating. You're on the top of the. You have the crown on. You have the bouquet of flowers. You're prom queen. It's the best day of your life. You're homecoming queen. And then guess what? A dog pees on your dress, and you're fucked. Your moment is ruined, and that moment's gonna be ruined forever. And you know what? It happens. Maybe next year you're going prom queen again, unless you're graduating, and in that case you're fucked because there's no next year, and you gotta suck it up. Then we move on to who else? Did I talk about Olmo, Rafinha, and then Lamine Yamal? Ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous. Should have had a goal in this game. He was the only Barca player that was actually trying to create anything in that second in extra time. My heart aches for him because he deserved this. He deserved to play in the UCL final. He deserved to go back to that stadium where he scored that goal against France in the Euros, and he deserved that moment, man. My heart just aches for him because he's just everything, bro. He's everything to this team, and I hate that for him. Ferran Torres was non-existent in this game for the most part. It just wasn't the best game from Ferran. Didn't score, didn't assist, didn't really do much, honestly. And then Lewandowski came on. Again, he was compromised. He had a wide open header, and he hit it with the roof of his head. You gotta hit that with your forehead, and that's going into the back of the net. You gotta hit that with your forehead, and that's going into the back of the net, man. Just hit it with your forehead. Please just hit it with your fucking forehead. And yeah, I mean, the UCL's done. There's not a trip to Munich. Inter are now in the final. Props to Inter. They fought hard. They got ahead in the night. Then they suffered when they had to suffer. And their mentality, man, they came up big when they had to come up big. And that's all credit to those players. And that's all credit to that coach because they are a great team. I picked Inter to go far in this competition before it started. They were one of my favorites to win the whole thing. I feared Inter as a team. I just thought Barca were better. And props to Inter, man. Thuram had he's a piece of shit. We saw the videos that came out yesterday. Fucking scumbag of a human being. Just a joke of a person, but he's a really, really good football player. And that fourth goal was all him. What he does there is remarkable. Fratesi with a beautiful finish. Barella ran his ass off today. Çalhanoğlu scored the pen, which was a great pen. I'm missing anybody. Bastoni, Acerbi obviously came up big. Sommer, beast of a keeper. One of the best goalkeeping performances I've ever seen in my life. And yeah, credit to him, and I'll be rooting for them in the final no matter who they play because I think they deserve to win this UCL because they beat the best team in the competition. They got through the best team. They got through the favorites. In my opinion, Barca were the favorites to win this whole thing, and they beat them fair and square. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And that's it. I really don't know what else to say, man. I think we should all, as Barca fans, be proud of this team, incredibly proud of this team. I love Hansi Flick, man. Those moments that he gave us this year in this competition, it's just something that I've never experienced before, man. He single-handedly brought my joy back for watching my team play, and for that I will forever be grateful to Hansi Flick. Did he make the best subs? Were they the perfect subs in extra time? No, but I'm not going to sit here and blame the man, bro. He's been nothing but amazing this whole season. I love you, Flickinator, man. You changed our lives, and I wish you could have won you the treble again. I wish this year could have been the year that we won the treble again. I wish this year could have been the year where we finally break that curse of 10 years without winning the UCL. But it's not going to happen. Sometimes, like I said, it's not your day. Sometimes there's another team that's playing at home, that's more resilient. They have the crowd behind them because in extra time, they had the crowd, man. We weren't fortunate enough to get the second leg at home because, yeah, we finished higher on the table. But again, UFO doesn't think that's good enough to get the second leg at home. It's not good enough. We got to play the second leg away from home. And they get more time to play in their home stadium than we did. We got 90 minutes. They got 120 minutes. And it paid dividends for them. Maybe if we would have gone the second leg at home, maybe we're going to Munich. But you know what? That's something we'll never know. We will never know. We'll never know what happens if Barca play the second leg at Munich. And we'll have to live with that for the rest of our lives. And that's fine. It's fine. I'm not mad about it. And you shouldn't be either. I promise you I'm not mad about it. Summer was on fucking crack, bro. What the fuck was that from Summer, man? Fuck me, bro. Seemed like every shot he was just making an insane save. What the fuck was that save on Eddie Garcia's shot? What the fuck was that, bro? Is this guy Spider-Man or some shit? How the fuck was he teleporting from place to place? Pathetic. The ref pissed me off. He pissed me the fuck off, man. Lamine Yamal got grabbed by, I think, Bastoni early in that second half. Nothing given. Nothing given. Not even looked at. Not even looked at. You can tell this is not... I'm pissed because I never even talk about the refs, but... Telek made a great save on Barella in that second half on a volley, which, you know, was great. EP for him. Lamine had a shot right at the end of full time after Serbia equalized where, you know, Barca were on a counter and he shot it right at Summer. And that's it. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Barca's 2025 UCL campaign is over and they fall against Inter Milan. Munich, I will not be going to your city. Munich, I will not be visiting you. I wasn't going to go anyway, but, you know, I was going to keep the joke going. And yeah, that's it. Now it's time to just get over it and, you know, wake up tomorrow and go to work and pretend like I'm not heartbroken when my coworkers try and talk to me. That's what's going to happen tomorrow. It's time to just go to the gym and listen to the same guy that talks to you in between sets and never shuts the fuck up, and you got to pretend like you care because you don't want to be rude, but in your head you're always thinking, I wish this guy would shut up, and also, how did Barca lose that game? It's time to do all that again tomorrow. And if PSG go through, we're really fucked at that point because that's going to be even worse. I don't know. Yeah, man, that's it. That's all I have to say. I don't want to make this video. I didn't even want to make this video, honestly. But I owe it to you guys to make this shit because you guys, I love you guys, bro. Like I gotta put this fucking video out. Like I'm not gonna be a bitch. I'm not gonna be a pussy. I'm not gonna sit in my room and cry. I'm not gonna cry over football. I'm not gonna duck the smoke. I'm here. Barca lost, and I'm accepting it, and that's it. And you move on, and that's just life. A lot of you guys might be sad right now, but guess what? In a couple weeks, you'll forget all about this. Probably we won't. I'm saying that to make myself feel better. I probably won't forget about this for a long time. But you know what, man? Life goes on. Life goes fucking on. That's it. You live and you learn, and you move on. Right? That's what life is. Yeah, that's it. I don't want to talk about this anymore because I'm looking at my notes right now. It's just... We were pressing so well in that second half, bro. The press was so amazing. Inter couldn't do anything, man. That Rafinha goal should have been it. Acerbi's face is gonna haunt me for the rest of my life. It's gonna haunt me like Manolas. It's gonna haunt me like Gini Wijnaldum or Divock Origi. It's gonna haunt me like Ousmane Dembele and Bradley Barcola last year. It's gonna haunt me for a long time. I still think this team was different, and you know we have the El Clásico on Sunday. Don't give a fuck about that game. Even if Barca win, I'm not wearing a suit. I'm telling you guys this right now. I'm not wearing a suit even if Barca wins 7-0. 120 minutes playing this emotion of a game against Inter, and I have to go watch us play Real Madrid. I don't give a fuck, man. Fuck Madrid. I don't care about that game. This was what I care about. But yeah, that's life. As they say in French, c'est la vie. Is that how they say it in French? I'm pretty sure that's how they say it in French. I think so. I don't know. I love you guys, man. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.